Hello there. I am Lena Benjamin, founder at expertise.com, a B2B SaaS tech startup, very early stage, providing crucial AI powered information to companies for successful expansion into countries across Africa and Asia. The first 100 product market fit survey can be completed for a 50% discount offer, which ends on Thursday, the 30th of November 2023. You can visit expertise.com/survey. All of the links will be included in the description for this particular video. Now, human intelligence and expertise is one of the reasons why you would want to do business with us. You can seek information about advisory services at expertise.com/advisory. Now, today I'm joined by an expertise.com expert who I will be interviewing and chatting to today. So, would you like to introduce yourself? So, what's your name? Where do you live and how old you are?
Okay. Hi, Lena. My name is Emmanuel Christopher. I live, I'm based in Nigeria, Africa, to be more specific, the capital of Nigeria, which is Abuja. So, when it comes to my age, I'm born in the year 2005, which makes me 18 years of age. Yeah,
So,
that's
you
about
are a
it.
Generation Z.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
a Gen
also
Z.
Generation Z. I'm a Generation X.
Yeah,
You
wow,
are
you
a
say
Generation
so?
X. So I am nearly 50 years old. I was born in 1975. Over 25 years
Yeah,
of business experience, and I was
wow,
actually born in London, first generation to be born in London. I've had a couple of
wow.
degrees in London as well, couple of business degrees in London as well. So thank you for that. And what's your occupation? You're a data engineer, correct?
Yeah. So when it comes to what I do, I'm a data engineer. So my gig involves diving deep into the world of programming, specifically Python and SQL. As for what's my mission, well, it's all about crafting and maintaining data pipelines. But here's the exciting part of it. I'm all about ETL, that's extract, transform, load processes. It's like taking raw data, molding it into something meaningful, and then loading it up for action. So it's like being a data sculptor. And then there's big data.
Sculpture,
That's where the real magic happens. Yeah.
like that,
Yeah. So I'm all about these technologies that can handle massive amounts of data like a champ. But
like a
hey, it's
champ.
not just about, yeah, it's not just about data itself. I'm also in the business of managing database management system. It's like making sure the library of information is well organized and accessible for those in need of it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh,
And
and
that's what
let's
we're
not
gonna do
forget the cloud.
that's what we're gonna do at expertise.com. It's all about taking the data that you engineers
Yeah,
are extrapolating and putting into these databases and arranging it in a
yeah,
legible format, so that because there's so much data out there, big data is everywhere, right? And that's where an
that's for
engineer
sure.
would do, right? They would get that information, put it in those databases so that because you would work closely with a data scientist, wouldn't you?
Yeah, work with data scientists, data analysts, machine learning engineers. So they are all the data consumers. They all consume the data we work with and feed to them. That's
Brilliant,
about it.
brilliant. So we've talked about your expertise as a data engineer and how you'd work with a
Yeah,
data scientist in order to sort of make sure that you've got all that data, and that it can actually be extrapolated and utilized for machine learning and to create these AI, these artificial intelligence reports that will help companies to expand successfully. I'm talking about profitably
yeah,
and sustainably into either Africa or Asia, because those are two regions that are growing exponentially. We've got young people like
that's
yourself,
for sure.
professionals like yourself that have lived and worked in Nigeria, and Nigeria is actually the largest economy, I think, uh,
Yeah, in Africa.
in Africa, the largest economy in Africa. And so, for those companies that want to expand into the area of Nigeria, because you are on the ground in Nigeria. We have experts on the ground in Nigeria, in Africa, in West Africa in particular. You'd want to actually have a chat with us, don't you think? Don't you think, Emmanuel?
Yeah, I do think that's nice. Yeah, I'll be happy to have more chat with those people.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome.
Absolutely.
Feel free to contact us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about being a data engineer? Apart from what was you saying? You take all of the crucial data and you like to sort of make it work,
Yeah.
make it spark.
So you know what I find really fulfilling about being a data engineer is the role I play as bridge between the raw data and the folks who use it to make important decisions. So it's like being the middleman who makes things happen. So the excitement for me comes from knowing that I'm entrusted with the responsibility of shaping and preparing data that will just ultimately drive the growth and success of the company. It's not just about handling the data, it's about actually being the part of the process that turns numbers and information into actionable insights. So in a way, being a data engineer is like being the behind the scenes hero, ensuring that data flows smoothly and contributes to the bigger picture of company success.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that because that's what companies want to do nowadays. They want to make sure that
Yeah,
they are increasing revenues. And sometimes they need to
exactly.
go into other jurisdictions, and we can help them go into jurisdictions that are going to help them expand successfully into jurisdictions that are growing exponentially. All right, so I
Yeah,
love that.
you
I
got
love
that
that.
right.
So why do you think it is important for companies to have crucial data and information before they do business in Africa or Asia?
Okay, when it comes to venturing into business in Africa, see, having crucial data and information on your side is like having the compass in uncharted territory. So here's why sometimes I feel is important. So understanding the markets in Africa. So Africa is a real melting point with over 50 countries, each with its own unique culture, economy, and set of rules. So it's not a one size fits all kind of place. Having data and insight about the specific market you're eyeing can be a game changer. So it's like getting a sneak peek into what makes that market tick. Understanding the need of customers and businesses in that market is crucial. And
Hmm.
also spotting opportunities and risks. Think of data as a radar. It helps you spot both opportunities and potential pitfalls. For instance, data on population growth, income levels, and economic trends can help you identify markets with high growth potential. On the flip side, data on political instability, corruption levels, and infrastructure quality can alert you to potential risks. So it's all about being well prepared.
Hmm.
So in a nutshell, being crucial data and having crucial data and information is like having a strategic advantage. It's about being well prepared and making informed choice as you embark on your business journey in Africa.
I love that. Well said. Well said. Brilliant. So, why do you think that companies should consider expanding their business into Africa or Asia, and in particular, Africa?
Okay. So when it comes to why companies should think about expanding their business, their operation into Africa, there are several compelling reasons. Let me break it down for you. So the growing population, first of all.
Hmm.
Africa is witnessing one of the fastest growing rates in the world. So we're talking about a population of over 1.4 billion people.
Hmm.
Now that's a massive customer base that business can tap into. It's an opportunity to reach a whole new audience. Africa's economy is on the rise also, with a GDP growth rate of over 4% per year. This kind of economic growth is generating a beginning middle class. And this middle class has more disposable income to spend on all sorts of goods, services. It's a thriving market willing to be explored. And there's another advantage also.
Mhm.
So Africa has a youthful and dynamic workforce, like you said before. So over 60% of the population is under the age of 35. That's a demographic that's brimming with potential. So for companies expanding to Africa, it means access to a pool of talented and energetic workers. And lastly, Africa is a treasure trove of natural resources, like we all know. We got oil, gas, minerals, and vast reaches of fertile land. So this makes Africa an attractive destination for businesses looking into source materials, source raw materials or expand their agricultural operations. So it's a content rich in resources. So when you think about it, Africa offers a combination of a growing population, a flourishing economy, and a youthful workforce. Then the abundant natural resources naturally. So these factors make it a compelling choice for companies to looking to expand their horizons and tap into new potentials. Yeah.
Lovely. Well said. Well said. Well said. And now, for those listening, companies listening who's looking to expand into Africa and Asia, please go on to expertise.com/blog, and it gives you more information about the exponential opportunities for expanding your business into Africa and Asia. So I'm going to ask you another question. I think it's going to be the last one.
Yeah.
Which countries in Africa or Asia, and it's for you, for your sake, it's Africa, do you think companies should explore doing business in, and why? I know what the first country is going to be.
Well, when it comes to exploring new business opportunities to Africa, there are several countries I have on on the tip of my mind that really stand out. So, but normally depends on what a company is looking for.
Mhm.
First of all, Nigeria. So now Nigeria is a massive player in the African scene. It boasts the largest economy on the continent and a whopping population of over 200 million people. So it's a great choice of business.
Wow.
It's almost close to the America right now. So it's a great choice for businesses aiming to tap into the consumer goods, the financial services, and telecommunication sectors.
Hmm.
There's a lot of potential there. And also, if you're thinking about technology and innovation, Kenya is a place to be. So
Hmm.
it's like a tech hub in Africa.
Yes.
Businesses looking to expand to tech, e-commerce, or even tourism. So
Hmm.
definitely consider Kenya as an option. It's buzzing with innovation. Moving down to the southern tip of the continent, we have South Africa. Is the most developed economy in Africa and has a solid infrastructure. So if you are into financial services, manufacturing, or mining, South Africa is a wise choice. It's got a lot of resources and a stable business environment. Now, Egypt has that rich history and culture that's hard to ignore. Plus, it's a big country with a sizable population. An attractive option for business and tourism, consumer goods, and energy sectors. You've got that historical charm mixed with modern opportunities together. Lastly, I have Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a real story. So it's one of the fastest growing economies in Africa, and its workforce is young and full of energy. So if you're thinking about manufacturing, agriculture, infrastructure, Ethiopia should be on your radar. There's so much happening there. So this is some of the exciting possibilities when it comes to doing business in Africa. Each of these countries has its own unique strengths and opportunities. So it really depends on what the company is aiming for. It's an exciting continent with a lot to offer. So, but these are just a few examples of African countries that companies may want to consider expanding to. The best way to choose a country to expand to is to carefully consider the company's need and goals. It is also important to note that there are a number of challenges that businesses may face when expanding to Africa, such as corruption, political instability, and infrastructure problems. However, the
However,
opportunities that Africa presents outweigh the challenges for many businesses. I'll close up with that.
I love that. The
Yeah,
opportunities far outweigh the threats, okay, when we're looking at Africa. So,
exactly.
and all the countries and all the magnitude of countries that you've mentioned, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Ethiopia, Egypt.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got north, south, east, and west, and particularly for expertise, we're looking at the west and we're looking at the east because of its tech, because of its young population, because of its expanding, uh,
Population,
yeah,
customers.
a customer base and income, disposable income, a huge disposable income. So if you're looking for that, looking to develop your products with the raw materials, if you're looking to tap into the talent, as Emmanuel has mentioned, including himself, then let's speak. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation, and we could talk about how we can help you utilizing AI, utilizing data in order to expedite the successful, sustainable, and profitable expansion opportunities into Africa and see which country is going to benefit your company and your employees. So if you'd like to have a chat with me, Lena Benjamin, founder at Expedisi.com, go to the website and you can click on, there's a tab that says calendar, I believe. If you go to the more tab and you can click down, there's a calendar or a video meeting. Let's have a video meeting. All of the links will be in the show notes or the description there. We are having a workshop, a webinar called Expanding Your Business into Africa and Asia, AI-powered expertise. So please do join us. We're going to be continuing doing those. They're going to be, the first one is going to be on the 6th of October, 7 p.m. BST, that's British Summer Time, or in your local time zone. So do please join us. Thank you very much for listening, and watch out for the next expat interviews. Do you want to say, have you got any last words of wisdom, Emmanuel?
I would like to say companies shouldn't like try to restrict themselves when thinking about the coming to business in Africa. They should also source out, because as I said, data is very, very crucial and important. So having data will actually be like a guide that shows them that, yeah, this might be where I will aim for in Africa to expand my business. So do please reach out to us. We're gonna help your business thrive and expand more. We'll generate more revenue for you depending on what you want. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much for listening.
Yeah.